Today we have an RTX 4090 Zotac version. This Zotac version is coming from someone local in Michigan, kind of a friend, and he is having issues with it where he's running memory tests on it and it's just artifacting and being intermittent with its issues. And at first I thought, okay, quick memory swap, but that didn't turn out to be the case. When I tested in my test benches, the GPU showed fine, and honestly for 48 to 72 hours it was showing no issue under continuous load. And so one of the things my friend suggested was, oh, is it mounted vertically or horizontally? It being horizontally mounted gives a different stress profile on the ball grid array under the chips for the memory and the GPU core. Okay, here's what I was talking about. This card ran for a little bit and then heated up and eventually got a memory module problem. So basically this only comes up when, oh, and then it goes back to normal. So this tells me it's something like a thermal expansion problem, possibly. And so only when this card is mounted horizontally like this problem occurs. In the rare case, I haven't seen this before, but in the rare case that there is a stress fracture occurring at one of the critical memory channel, memory pins, memory solder joints that might be causing these intermittent issues that we're seeing, I was able to finally validate that I do see these issues when I did mount it horizontally. I tried to run mats and mods, but mats and mods would crash and not actually finish running. So it looks like this kind of issue is not really related to a specific memory channel like a diagnose. Perhaps it's a power issue. NVMT doesn't return anything useful. So I'm just gonna go out on a limb, reball. Basically, I'm gonna transfer the core and memory to a new circuit board, and this time we're gonna go away from the Zotac with kind of those lower end cards. I'm gonna go to a Founders Edition card. So we're gonna turn this RTX 4090 Zotac into an RTX 4090 Founders Edition, and after that we're gonna repaste it together and see if it shows any issues after the rework. Okay, so here I got the 4090 that I'm going to transplant the core and the memory to a new circuit board. So now I'm just going to basically wipe it down and get it ready for the BGA Rework station. Okay, so we just took the time to take off the core from the PCB, as well as just taking off the memory modules. So those are taken off, those are ready. This board is now a donor board. It's basically scrap to me. Has some useful MOSFETs and capacitors, but I'm not going to use it. So that's going to go on the pile with the rest of the cards. And the core and memory from that card is going to go on a donor Founders Edition card. So this card is already harvested for a 48 gigabyte upgrade, and now I'm going to use it to basically transfer that Zotac card's core and memory to these pads. And before we do that, I'm going to clean up the core and memory, and I'm going to basically use this heat sink, which is nice and clean and dust free, and it's going to go on this PCB, and then we're going to combine everything. Okay, great. We just finished the rework process for this 4090 conversion to the Founders Edition version. And now it's booted up on Windows, and we're going to run our memory testing diagnostics to see if we see that kind of failure within about 10-15 minutes after starting the memory testing program. Okay, so here we are about 5 minutes into the test. And the card looks like it's performing great. There we go, past 5 minutes of the test. And that's farther than I got last time when it started showing the issues in the beginning part of the video. So now we're just going to shut down the test, and we're going to take apart the card, clean it up, and dry it overnight. So here we are on the second day. The circuit board is dried after we cooled it, or cleaned it, and now we're just going to place it back on the Founders Edition cooler. So it's been just over 5 minutes now, and looking at the Vulkan memory test, see that the card's not having issues. And it's installed just like it was before, and I didn't even use the screw. It was honestly pretty sturdy by itself, and it looks like it's passing. So if we had issues before when we started it within the 5 minutes, and then the issues went away and it was intermittent, and so now we're not seeing issues. So that kind of tells me that the solder balls were probably at fault here, having some kind of stress fracture over time or manufacturing defect that just kind of appeared over time. So we're not seeing any issues, and if it wasn't the solder balls, then I believe we would see the issues by now, as we've reached kind of a thermal equilibrium with the temperatures on the GPU and memory core. So with that being said, it looks like this card is good and repaired and good to go.